Ace. Today we're going to talk about mental subscriptions. What are you subscribed to? Most people think subscriptions are things like Netflix, Spotify, YouTube, but the real subscriptions running your life are invisible, right? They are your beliefs, your ideas, your identity programs, your emotional patterns, and whether you realize it or not, you are paying for them every single day with your results. Welcome, everybody. This is MJ the Mastermind, back with another video. Listen, if you're somebody that loves personal development, reality creation, and all things in between, you're going to absolutely love my channel. You're going to absolutely love this video. But make sure you watch it to the very end to catch the full concept, all right? So, mental subscriptions, y'all. Listen, everyone is subscribed to something, right? Even through the course of life, we're taught beliefs. Like when we're children and we grow up, and I've mentioned this before, from the ages of 0 to 7, we have no conscious mind. So everything that we're learning from the beginning of our lives are just programmed beliefs. Okay, so we are raised to already adopt and subscribe to these mental programs. Okay, now everyone is subscribed to a worldview, a belief system, a narrative about life, a story about themselves. All right. Now, when we think about this from another perspective, like Vadim Zeland talks a lot about this in Reality Transurfing, the concept of pendulums. All right. Now, a pendulum is really just a belief subscription, right, with millions of members. Right. So when you adopt a belief, right, you're subscribing to this thing. Right. This thing is now a part of your identity. And a lot of people are not really aware of how their mental subscriptions are affecting them and the cost of those mental subscriptions. All right. Now, every belief has a cost associated with that belief. Subscriptions cost money, but mental subscriptions cost energy, confidence, action, identity, congruency, results, alignment. Right? So what beliefs are costing you your confidence? What beliefs are costing you income? What beliefs are costing you congruency? Right? Because whether you realize it or not, beliefs charge interest. Right? So you could be holding on and subscribing to a belief that is compounding negatively in your life. And it's a double-edged sword though, right? Because you can also subscribe to beliefs that build you, right? Beliefs that put you in the right direction, that put you in alignment, right? So what are your beliefs costing you, guys? Right? Now, the first step of this is you got to inventory your beliefs, right? You have to inventory your beliefs and you have to get clear on what the beliefs are, okay? And that may involve like actually sitting down and writing out beliefs you have and asking yourself the tough questions so you can get clarity on the subscriptions that you're paying. All right. And the scary thing about this is that these subscriptions are on automatic renewal. What does that mean? That means that a lot of people are subscribing to beliefs that are just continuously renewing without their awareness, without them knowing, oh, I've been subscribed to this belief for the last 10 years. And damn, what has that belief done for you? Has that belief gotten you closer to your goals or has it held you back? Right? That's the scary thing about these beliefs. If you don't sit down and inventory and really have a conversation with yourself, is that you'll just have these beliefs on auto pay. You got the beliefs on auto pay, right? And you don't even know until you check your account. Like, damn, I've been paying this belief for the last 15 years. Right? This happens. All right? So we got to be conscious and aware, especially the negative subscriptions, y'all. Right? And this shows up with negative self-talk, right? These negative beliefs show up in our language. They show up in our thoughts. They show up in our actions too, right? Your actions are always a representation of your mind. The actions you take is a representation of your mind. So if you don't have control over your mind, you can never have control over your actions. Okay? So the negative subscriptions that are on autopay, we have to address those. We have to be aware, right? But now we got to subscribe to the right beliefs, right? We have to subscribe to the right things. Okay? We got to subscribe to new beliefs that are in alignment, that are congruent. Beliefs like I can do anything, right? That's a foundational one. Like if somebody else could do it, I could do it, right? You got to have that belief, right? That has to be a standard, right? Beliefs like I always figured it out. Like, but just beliefs, empowering beliefs. Hey, type it in the chat GPT if you need help. What are some empowering belief statements or affirmations? Oh, camera, you can catch that view of Medellin in the back. Let's bring back the lighting though. All right. So after we inventory the beliefs, right, then we identify the negative beliefs. Now we have to identify the positive beliefs that can rewire our brain. So our neural pathways, our neural patterns that are used to going to the old beliefs can now be rewired to the new neural pattern, the new neural patterns that we're creating with the new beliefs. Right? That's what actually happens when you're reprogramming beliefs. Okay? So it all starts with awareness, y'all. We have to raise our awareness. There's so many different things trying to get our attention and distractions. And a lot of us haven't even been taught to breathe correctly. And that's the first rule of awareness. So first step is we have to be aware enough to understand that we have beliefs that are not congruent with where we want to go. And then identify them, remove the negative ones, and replace them with the positive ones. Right? And a lot of times people are subscribing to beliefs that they never even chose. They didn't even choose this belief. Like this belief was something that they were just taught. And they have never taken the time to reflect enough to realize that, I don't even believe this shit. Right? Like when you start reevaluating your mind, your beliefs, your identity, you start to recreate yourself. Right? In order for the new you, in order for you to evolve into the new you, the old you has to die. And the beliefs that go with that old you have to die with it. All right. Man, this was good. So I gave you guys practical steps, like even down to the sit down in a quiet room. I'm going to give you super practical. Sit down in a quiet room with no distractions. And from there, ask yourself, what do I believe about money? What do I believe about relationships? What do I believe about discipline? Right? You can even go to that level and start really diving deep, right? And you can really, really unpack your whole belief system. But to make this really, really simple, just ask yourself, like, what are the beliefs that are holding me back? What beliefs do I hold that may be holding me back? What beliefs do I hold that are not congruent? And sometimes you may think that you don't believe something, but your actions say otherwise. So this is a real conversation that you have to have with yourself, right? So that's the first step. Sit down in a quiet room and really ask yourself, what are the beliefs that I have that may be holding me back? Have that real conversation. Set a timer. Set a timer, you know? Have a conversation. Set a timer for, set a timer for at least 20 minutes. At least 20. All right, y'all? But, man, this was good, man. This is a framework that I came up with, the mental subscriptions framework. It was a download that came to me, and, we just tightened it up a little bit, right? So I hope this was valuable to y'all, man. If you're new to the channel, man, if you watched you made it this far, you might as well subscribe, all right? And if you already subscribed, then, hey, I appreciate you. We locked in, tapped in. All right, y'all. I love y'all. Until the next one, peace, love, and abundance.